From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
A creator that says their app is set to be the next TikTok in Montana. We sit down with the creator of Zigazoo and talk with a current user.
The Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife and Parks is taking care of all of Montana's wildlife, and they liked your help. I'm Chet Lehman. Coming up this week, a way you can be involved in the work of FWP.
Well, good morning, Southwest
Welcome
Montana.
back.
It's 6:33 here on this Monday.
If you were not paying attention at the beginning of last segment,
There you go. You never know what's going to happen
cows
here on
got your
Montana
attention
This
for
Morning. That's
sure.
awesome.
What was that?
We have some fun here
Yeah.
on this morning.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a fact. I know. I got a little slobber on
You
my
got a
hands
little
still.
cow slobber
I got
on
some
your hand.
kisses on the last
awesome. There
segment.
you
But it is beautiful outside.
It is gorgeous this
lovely.
morning. I think our temperatures are going to ramp up into the afternoon, right into the low 70s. Good chance of seeing some pop-up showers and thunderstorms by the mid to late part of the afternoon. So we're going to add to what we have picked up over the weekend. Man, the weekend had a nice soaking rain in southwest Montana, a little more than that into central and south central Montana. I'm going to break that down a little bit. Off and on thunder showers for the afternoon today. We do cool it off. More rain is on the way, though. We'll talk about that in just a little bit.
What you meant to say is, holy cow, that was a moving,
Yeah.
moving interview.
It really
Moving
was.
interview.
That's for sure. And you'll have to check it out online later today if
There
you
you go.
missed
It
it.
was worth it.
All right. Well, our top story this half hour, since Governor Greg Gianforte recently signed a law that is set to ban TikTok in Montana starting next year, well, that has some wondering what could take its spot.
Well, wonder no more. Our Kristen Merkel spoke with the creator of an app that says they are set to be the next TikTok in Montana.
Last month, Montana banned the use of TikTok, and now another app called Zigazoo has opened up for all ages. And its founder says it's a non-toxic social media alternative.
You know, I don't have to worry about any trolls or anything like that. It's just amazing.
Bella Bask is a content creator on TikTok, Instagram, and now Zigazoo. She says other creators on Zigazoo are supportive.
Everyone supports everyone on this app. Like some of the creators who I've never even met in person, they follow me. We support each other online.
Zach Ringelstein started Zigazoo in the middle of the pandemic as a way for his kids to communicate. It started as just a children's app, but since May 31st has expanded to all ages.
I have three boys. My wife and I were trying to figure out what to do with our three boys during the pandemic, and there were unfortunately not a lot of great places for kids to connect during that time, which we thought was a travesty. And we wanted to give our kids at least a way to connect in a healthy way.
Zigazoo is backed by companies like Amazon and the NBA for promoting a non-toxic form of social media by verifying every user as a human and ethical algorithms.
We do moderation. We don't believe in censorship of ideas, but we do believe that things should be moderated, to, especially for different age groups, and making sure it's age and developmentally appropriate.
As well as not allowing text comments and only video responses to help reduce negativity.
You know, I was struggling with a bit of negative comments and such and sort. So when I got the invite to Zigazoo, I wanted to try it out, but what really kind of sealed the deal with me was, you know, their anti-bullying and their positive platform.
You're held much more accountable when, for example, you have to look at yourself in the screen and say something.
For Bella, her transition to the app has been so far so good.
I've been on it for a couple weeks now, and so far I really like it.
In Bozeman, Kristen Merkel, MTN News.
It's intriguing.
Yeah, neat ideas.
I'm going to take a look at that.
All right. Well, we all know that we're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of that devastating flooding that took place across southern Montana.
Yeah, 1 year later, our MTN's Haley Monaco checks in with one farmer who had his farm damaged last year.
Last June, this feedlot was literally underwater. The water was flowing higher than my head, and the catastrophic floodwaters turned the lives of many farmers and ranchers upside down, including Danny Dorval's. Last year, half of Fromberg was consumed by water.
It was just crazy what that water did. Hopefully once in a lifetime deal. I don't want to go through it again.
When the Clarks Fork of the Yellowstone River rose to unprecedented levels, it swallowed properties and ripped fences, bridges, and even homes into its ferocious waters.
To see all the damage could happen in a series of 24 hours, I mean, it was unbelievable.
Danny Dorval is one of dozens of Montana farmers and ranchers left picking up the pieces, not really knowing where to turn for help and still struggling to navigate massive layers of red tape blocking them from assistance.
We didn't have any luck with FEMA. We turned in the application and it was denied because it was agricultural purposes.
Nearly 1 year later, you may not be able to tell just how destroyed Dorval's feedlot was, but it certainly was. And Dorval says things like repairing fences, work still being done, couldn't wait for any kind of financial assistance.
The last calves were showing up as we were building fence that night, so they had a place to be. Unfortunately, I think a lot of people are getting tired of waiting, so they're just going ahead and trying to do what they can do.
And just down the road from Dorval's, it's a similar story. The Stetson Ranch is also still repairing all that was lost after the river wiped out their broodmare barn, fencing, and arena.
This is where all the quails were out in here in the arena.
Jay Stetson took a proactive approach, moving his barn to higher ground.
Probably the wisest move is to move everything up here.
But it was a move that cost more than $200,000, and it's money that will not be reimbursed.
They wanted it replaced back where its original position was. Well, that's the most asinine thing I've ever heard.
Adding insult to injury, the Stetsons applied for Farm Service Agency assistance last year and were just recently denied.
When I went and talked to them 2 weeks ago, they told me now, because I moved locations, that we'll get no assistance.
A frustration still felt by many 1 year later, farmers and ranchers left to pick up the pieces of devastation on their own.
This whole valley is a small piece of the whole pie, but it's viable and it's an important piece.
They have kind of a plan for fire, but there's nothing for flood. So when this happened, I think it kind of was a wake-up call to everyone.
In Fromberg, Haley Monaco, MTN News.
Now, as we approach the 1 year anniversary, we have an MTN special report as we look back on the 1 year of rebuilding and Montanans coming together. It's called Troubled Waters, The Battle Back. It airs next Monday right here on this channel and on our app at June 12th at 6 p.m. So you're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, well, the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks has a lot on its plate. That's why it has a group of Montanans who they call upon to help on a regular basis.
Yeah, this week in Fish and Wildlife, we'll show you how you can be involved right here in Southwest Montana by applying to join a Citizens Advisory Committee. As you may know, the Montana Department of Fish, Wildlife, and Parks manages Montana's wildlife, our wildlife.
You know, everything we do as a state agency, we do with involvement and input from the public. So our Citizen Advisory Committee is made up of individuals from various parts of the region here in Southwest Montana who are involved with wildlife or state parks in some fashion or another.
Are you involved in fish, wildlife, parks, land access, or anything else related to the work of FWP? They'd like to talk to you. There are openings on the Region 3 CAC.
That application period for the CAC will be open until June 15th. And again, we're really looking for folks who have, you know, some involvement or interest or, you know, experience with either wildlife management or access or, you know, private lands or, you know, any of those things that can really provide some unique and valuable feedback to us.
So FWP benefits from the advisory committee. Turns out, committee members get something too.
You know, I think they benefit by gaining a greater understanding and insight into how, you know, these state resources are managed. You know, what are the limitations that we run into, as well as, you know, some of the opportunities to share, you know, the good things that are happening out there. So
members serve 2 years and can ask for an extension, and there are only 4 meetings each year.
Meet quarterly somewhere here in Southwest Montana to, you know, to look at issues that we're dealing with.
Contact Fish, Wildlife and Parks if you'd like more information about the CAC. You can pick up an application right here at Region 3 headquarters. They must be turned in by June 15th. This week at Region 3 headquarters in Bozeman, Chet Lehman, MTN News.
I love that.
Great way to be involved, and there's
Absolutely.
an opportunity to just contact FWP about that.
Perfect. Fantastic. Really great information to know. All right, time for a quick break here on Montana This